Good morning. Good morning. It's 60 Seconds to Serenity with me, Gregg Hammond. Today is Tuesday, November 21st. I am on a little later than I usually get on, but I am on. I had a little difficulty with the live feed. Not sure what it was. I think it may have been had to do with the internet. Anyway, 60 Seconds to Serenity, and I'm here sharing every single day. I'm here early in the morning to help you build your toolkit, your tools of 60 Seconds to Serenity tools, which are your way to respond through your day. Respond to things that happen through your day instead of reacting. Many teachers talk about what that power is of responding, and I'm talking about building the power of your 60 Seconds to Serenity for calmness of mind. And here's the news flash again, right? If you watch the regular news, turn it off and turn this on, right? Turn on your 60 Seconds to Serenity and the Hammond Happy Hour, the show that I do with my sister. We just started some pilots just for fun. We're getting those up on YouTube. So if you type in Hammond Happy Hour, you can watch those. Those go up at 5:55 in the morning, and it's the good news. I'm the Good News channel. We are the Good News channel. There's amazing groups. You want to be on the Good News channel as often as possible because you're changing your vibration. You're using your thinking mind to put good thoughts and good vibrations and use those to respond to the stuff that's going on in your day. And we do that with the breathing, as I've been doing each day. We talk about taking a nice, gentle, slow breaths, which are similar to those waves coming in on a island beach, where the waves just roll in softly and gently and then roll back out. And your breathing is like that. It's not the normal way that you breathe. Not even, most of us don't even think about the fact that we're taking breath in and out all day long, unless you do some particular type of exercise or you get winded somehow. You become aware of that. But it's so powerful to take your breathing, focus on your breathing, focus on it being soft and gentle, and as you breathe, you can smile, letting the air as it comes through your nose and your mouth make the sound of that ocean, the soft, gentle waves coming in. So we pair the physical breathing with the mental thinking, and going through thinking about powerful things such as the good news. Your day just got, your life just got a whole lot easier, but your day, and that's where we start with our day. And I was looking at my calendar and I realized my days are numbered from 1 to 30 on this particular month, but we're focusing on each day, right? What we can do for each day, and then your life will get better. You take it one 60 second to serenity minute at a time, right? 1 minute at a time. And I have my gratitude stone, which I've shared with you. This very flat stone I got out of the creek near here, near my guitar castle here in Washington, D.C. And I was going to skip it on the water, but I found that it fit in my hands so well. And this is one of the things that I use to physically come in to a place where, by rubbing this stone and rubbing my hands together, this action teamed with my breathing and affirmations of I am healthy and I am well and I am happy, are some of those first tools that we use for 60 seconds to serenity, so that we can bring ourselves into a calm place from which we can respond to things going on. And I've spent some time studying with a medicine man from the Lakota Nation, and we had weekly gatherings where we had our we had potluck with a whole group. There were almost 30 members who would get together and pack into a teepee and have our meal together and listen to the wisdom of the medicine man, Sam. And he went, you know, he had that name, also Windy Boy. And one of the things he said all the time that was sinking in slowly, and I was hearing him say it, but it was not sticking exactly, because I felt like my situation was potentially different than you know, he must be talking to somebody else, or you know, and that was just where I was at, and that's where I was in my journey. Was I was hearing it, but I was not taking action and understanding it and then putting it to use. And he was talking about responding and reacting, responding and reacting. And so many other teachers, wise teachers, share that the greatest thing that you can do is respond, and you can respond with your 60 seconds to serenity. And reading is such a powerful thing, right? Those that is sort of the combination of a education and a continued education for yourself, right? This book, this is the complete reader. It has all these books by Neville Goddard. It's a big, thick book compared to some of the smaller ones. And when I say small, I mean something like this. This is super thin. It's a small book. It's in my book holder, and I have several of these around the guitar castle here. I put them on the shelf back here. I'll put them where I can see them, and I find particular things that I find to be very important to me, and I highlight them and or just mark them and keep it open to that page, and so I can read the paragraph or the sentence, whatever I find that I want to focus on. I read that over and over, and that is the time that I use it. 60 seconds to serenity, beach breathing, right? The beach, hammock, breathing. And I know my friend Carol has a fantastic picture that she put into our newsletter for the Global Jam for Peace, and it was a picture of the hammock and all the beach and a beautiful sunset, and that is just so tranquil. It just brings you to a tranquil mind, and having that picture in your mind, or if you've already been on a beach like that, just having that as your picture, the image in your mind, along with the breathing, right? And I use those as I'm preparing to, you know, in response to something, anything, traffic, negative news, you know, a phone call you didn't want, or an email that's unfriendly or disturbing or whatever. Those things that happen in the day, you respond to them and you shift yourself to a serene, calm mind. So this chapter number 3 here, I'm just going to read a little bit to you. Yeah, I love it, right? It's Out of the Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. It says, whoops. It doesn't say whoops, but I just realized I wanted to show you this cover, Power of Awareness, right? Awareness is the key to everything. Awareness about yourself. And some of the 60 seconds to serenity is part of what we're doing, is using these tools to become aware of ourselves and see where we do react or respond, and also be conscious of what we're doing for ourselves. Because, and I'm going to tie this all these things tied together today, right? Because of things that we've talked about in other 60 seconds to serenity. So this chapter, chapter 3 out of The Power of Awareness, is the power of assumption. And this reads, man's chief delusion is his conviction that there are causes other than his own state of consciousness. And that sentence is just, it's something that I didn't understand. I overlooked that. That was like something that I was like, yeah, but not exactly, or that doesn't apply to me. And looking back, you can always connect the dots and say, oh, look, that was the time when I wasn't really accepting and understanding this. But I'm going to read it again. Man's chief delusion is his conviction that there are causes other than his own state of consciousness. All that befalls man, all that is done by him, all that comes from him, happens as a result of his state of consciousness. A man's consciousness is all that he thinks and desires and loves, and all that he believes is true and consents to. That is why a change in consciousness is necessary before you can change your outer world. Saying you change inside. And that's where this quote from Gandhi pops right back up again in the 60 Seconds to Serenity, and you see it plenty of other places too. We must become the change we want to see in the world. And how do you do that? Well, you do that by changing your consciousness, by using these tools, 60 Seconds to Serenity tools, and reading and working on yourself, and then realizing that your individual commitment to a group, right? A group effort and a group. That's what makes that is what makes a team work, is being that. That's how you do your teamwork, is working on yourself to make yourself better, and then realizing that by doing that you're contributing and helping the group. Sharing things like the 60 Seconds to Serenity tools, very helpful. And feel free to share this with anybody that you would like to share this. This is my way of giving back. Good morning. So as we think about the fact that man's chief delusion is his conviction that there are causes other than his own state of consciousness, that means humans. It's just written that way. That's the way that text was written many years ago. But our consciousness, our state of consciousness, meaning what kind of vibration and where are we as a person, thinking and feeling emotion? Are we reacting to things, or are we responding? And are we taking time to acknowledge that we have the control to use our 60 Seconds to Serenity tools and think of the power of the things we're grateful for, and using that to keep ourselves in a good place, breathing. And then I'm gonna keep teaming this up. I'm gonna keep giving you more tools and more tools. You bring these things together, and then you have your powerful beacon and transmission station, meaning your body and you. And you've picked this up before. When you see somebody who's like really upset, especially somebody that you're around often, you know when that you know when that person is not feeling good. You can tell when they're sad. You can tell when they're upset, because you become very aware of how their vibrations change. And so you're using these tools to become a transmission station, a beacon of positive love energy. And that's how you become the change that you want to see in the world, right? And that's how you become a very effective member of a group. And so this other key element that I was talking about just a little while ago is to keep smiling. Keep smiling. Think of your gratitude, right? Here's the gratitude list example, right? Make a list of 10 things that you're grateful for, and take a little bit of time to think about why you've written these down. Some days, I know that if you're busy in a hurry, you're writing them down. If you repeat things, that's okay. You don't have to think of something brand new. It's great to expand out and look at all the things around. Like for example, right now, something I haven't written on my gratitude list is the chair. Like, a chair is a pretty cool thing to be able to sit in that position and do a video or play guitar. Playing guitar is one of the cool things that you can do, and I'm sharing free guitar lessons. If You're interested in that, check out some of my other videos every Saturday. Hop on. I'm doing very slow, easy lessons where it's not going to take you through something very fast. It's confusing, and that's what part of my way of giving back, part of my way of being in the, a very functional part of my community. And my community starts with me and then expands out to everyone, because the community is everyone. And when we start to focus on that, amazing things happen. I play these chimes for a lot of different reasons. Some of you know why I play these chimes. For my friend Mark down in Big Pine, sending super positive energy to Mark, because I know he's dealing with the aftermath of one of the most devastating hurricanes to ever come through those small islands where we grew up. I know a lot of things have changed in a physical environment, and the rebound is slower than everybody wants, but that's something that 60 Seconds to Serenity helps as you go through some situation like that. Excuse me. 60 Seconds to Serenity tool to respond to all of that going on. So those chimes are sent to Mark and to everyone in the Florida Keys who have been dealing with all of that difficult situation. So before I move on, showing you this sticker and the magnet. If you would like me to send these to you, I'm very grateful. One of the things I'm grateful for on my gratitude list is the fact that a sponsor made it possible for me to send the stickers and the magnets to people who give me their address. I can send that to you. You don't even have to send me the postage. If you feel like sending something for the postage and the stickers, you can get online and do that. And the website is there. This reverse camera thing, I'm getting better at it all the time. It's getting better all the time, and life is getting better all the time. And the good news, right? Newsflash: your life just got a whole lot easier. Not by switching from one insurance company to another, but because you're embracing love for yourself with 60 Seconds to Serenity and working on harnessing the habit, the power of the habit, right? Every single day you use these tools of 60 Seconds to Serenity, where you're continuing to smile and you're thinking about these positive things that you're grateful for, and teaming that up with your breathing, so that the tool that you have is that when you have a situation that you want to respond to, when you realize, oh, I'm about to react to this situation, maybe say something that you don't want, or type something on a social media, you get the ability to slow down, respond with the breathing, right? And shift yourself to a place of like, that's right, I'm a beacon of love, and everything that I do makes the world a better place. And one of those affirmations that I say, I found that a lot of people like to adopt it. They find it's good, is everywhere I go and everything I do makes the world a better place for me and for you. So I'm making the world a better place for me, and that makes the world a better place for you as I do that. And then in the gratitude, as you go through and you list your things, you might think about people, places, memories, and those you find that you go through that list and you start to find ones that are the diamond to pair with the breathing, so that you have the breathing and your gratitude, breathing, gratitude. So as you breathe in and out, you're focused on those very powerful things that you're grateful for. So we were doing non-dominant hand exercises. Here we started just with your name, writing with the opposite hand that you normally write with, and then we're now doing where we keep adding a little bit each time, right? So we have name, the day, the the month, the date, the number on the calendar, the year, and then sunrise and sunset. And it's so easy with Google now. With the Google weather, you can just pop it in and find out what time that is. And you might notice that it's changing, obviously, but write that time out and see if you can do that every day. And then if you're motivated, and I hope that you are, you do it twice a day on the non-dominant hand. Now I have paragraphs that are awesome for you to write, and I suggest that you think about how you're going to continue to expand, right? You might find something that you really like. This chapter, page 9, chapter 3 of the Power of Awareness book, and the Power of Assumption chapter is man's chief delusion is his conviction that there are causes other than his own state of consciousness. All that befalls a man, all that is done by him, all that comes from him happens as a result of his state of consciousness. A man's consciousness is all that he thinks and desires and loves, and all that he believes is true and consents to. And by that is what you're allowing into your mind. It's such a powerful chapter. Now that's a bit long to be writing with your non-dominant hand, but you might start with one sentence, right? Another quick thing that you can add in, and I'll add this in for today on the 21st, as I look outside and I'm making the observation, right? And I say, all right, it looks like there's a little bit of movement of the leaves, so I watch for long enough to make a good judgment on saying it's breezy. It's not windy, it's not calm, it's a little breezy, little bit of wind to move the leaves around. And I'm also making that educated guess or call based on watching the same spot all the time. This is where I sit and I write. I can see out a window and watch the sun come up from this spot of the Guitar Castle here in Washington, D.C. So I have the same place to observe from. You know, it's I know based on looking out there many times, the repetition, which is how you get good at anything, that's a very small breeze. And that's because the Guitar Castle blocks a lot of the wind coming from a particular direction. So if the leaves out there are moving a little bit and stopping and moving a little bit, I know that it's, you know, a little breeze. So I might write down with my non-dominant hand, I'm going to write down breezy, and I'm going to actually put down calm to breezy because it's calm, just a little bit of breeze. I can see that it's partly cloudy, so I'm writing down partly cloudy. All right, and as I write this down, it's all with the non-dominant hand. Now I'm kind of fast on this other part, right? And you can see this was when I took the time to write with my non-dominant hand, and this is when I went a little faster, was calm to breezy and partly cloudy. Thanks, Zed. Thanks for tuning in. So it's pretty amazing, this 60 Seconds to Serenity. I see people tuning in from everywhere, from the UK, from Australia, New Zealand, China, Canada, and see Hawaii, and many different states around the United States, all over the place. And I see Brazil. So how amazing that this broadcast can go out to all these different places, and we can share 60 Seconds to Serenity and the tools that we have there with the entire globe, with our global family, right? Realizing that we are all one big family, we are all one big community that we're working on, and that if we want to see the change, we have to become the change that we want to see. And we're using these tools, the 60 Seconds to Serenity tools, to do that for ourselves. One last thing before I hop off. I had so much trouble getting started with the camera, and I think it was the Wi-Fi or something. It took a while for me to get it started, but I did not give up. I wanted to make sure that I still got on here this morning. But one of the things that you can do, and I thought this might work. I didn't actually test this yet, but that's okay. Is to, wow, that works. I think that works. Is to, one of the things you can do first thing in the morning, just to start a physical thing. And I'm actually going to show you. I have this awesome workout machine that a friend of mine, Coach Kaler, out of Philadelphia, he built this. He's an Olympic coach and has won medals, and he trains people just to hit their absolute best. And he created this awesome thing that I want to show you, but not today. I'm just going to show you this part, right? So I'm just doing a very gentle bend just to stretch my lower back and stretch my legs. See if I'm in the camera. Yep. And the idea is that, you know, a lot of times you can get to your knees, but the slow, gentle, as you're doing 60 seconds to Serenity, 60 seconds of doing this, this is so good for your body. I'm just letting the weight of my hands let me stretch the lower back and the legs in a way that this stretch is so gentle and soft as I'm doing my breathing, right? And then I can almost touch my toes now, right? And the return is the same. It's slow and gentle. I'm going to bend my knees a little bit here just as I come back up. And I'm doing this to acknowledge the fantastic miracle of my body being able to move the way thousands of neurons are firing. This amazing, amazing computer are making that possible. And I get into that when I'm teaching playing guitar, ukulele, mandolin, bass, electric guitar, 12-string guitar. All those are things that you can work on with your fingertips, as well as piano, but we'll get to those in a different video. So here I am going back, right? I'm doing this. This is another 60 seconds to Serenity, where I'm doing the stretching tool here, right? And I'm going down. Now I can almost get to my toes, but I'm letting it. I'm not forcing anything. Don't force it, right? Don't force it. So here I go, down, down, low, and now actually I can get past the bottom of the chair. I probably can't see that in the video, but I'm actually going down to where my hands can sit flat onto the floor. And you know, I did a little stretch before, but you can see that that time that I came back up was a little fast. And I realized I went a little faster because I realized that as I'm trying to show this, and then I realized I need to wrap up my video here to finish for today. But the idea is just a slow, gentle stretch in any way, and you can stretch anything. Right? I'm doing that with my legs and my lower back because I do that too. Stretch the lower back because it feels so good for me to do that. And so the little bit of physical stretching, right? Now I'm going to stretch my shoulders and upper body. So it ties into some very simple yoga, and I'll incorporate that along with using the awesome workout machine that I have. I'll share that with everyone as I go through doing these. I'm here every day, every morning. I get on for 60 seconds to Serenity to give you some more tools. And remember, we're doing this so that we can get to our creation and building your superpower, which combines all of this. It's just you becoming better, right? And it's because the calmness of mind from the Serenity chapter says it so well that that's what we're harnessing is our calmness of mind. Calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It's the result of long and patient effort and self-control. And so the self-control is what we're doing by doing all of these exercises. So have a fantastic Tuesday. If you are traveling, have safe travels to you. I know there is our holiday here in the U.S. is Thanksgiving holiday, and long ago I realized that the Thanksgiving that I saw taking place around a table one time per year or over a couple of days was something that I wanted to extend all the time. So that's where the gratitude list is part of what's has been for me a monumental shift. When I started my gratitude ceremony back before the turn of the century in the late 1900s, the mid 90s actually, but I ended up learning more about things that I could be grateful and how to do that. And I put it into the rose petal gratitude ceremony, which you may find the pictures on my timeline or in my photos that from when I've done those gratitude ceremonies at Meridian Hill Park and other places in the Washington, D.C. area, where I put all the things I'm grateful for and future gratitudes together in this beautiful ceremony with rose petals into the water fountain, into streams and rivers. Take gratitude with you every single day. Have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow morning for another 60 Seconds to Serenity with me, Gregg Hammond. Thank you. I love you guys.